I would like to say a little about prenuptial agreements because I am concerned that people will get the wrong idea about them. First of all, it's nothing to be afraid of. And so if you think you ought to have one, especially if your family has money and maybe the person you're marrying doesn't, those are reasons that you'll get encouragement. But prenuptial agreements are really how to manage things while you're married, as well as what happens if you are going to stop being married, whether it's by death or divorce. But here's some really important things to keep in mind. Number one, you can't enter into a premarital agreement that your spouse or your soon-to-be spouse is in the room getting dressed and you take the agreement in there and you want her to sign it. That would be called duress. So what I'm trying to say is you want to make sure if you're going to do premarital agreements that you do it well ahead of the wedding date, that you go in where there's plenty of time to relax, talk about everything, get it drafted, review the draft, go back to the lawyer that's doing it, me, because I do that, and get it where you want it, saying what both of you want it. Now, the person, me, is only representing one of you. The other one has a choice. The other one can get a lawyer to represent his or her interest, or she can sign something, he can sign something saying that they waive having another attorney look at it. But it's very clear in the actual agreement that the person drafting it is representing only one of the parties. That gets into all kinds of things about conflict of interest and those kinds of things. And I'm not going to bore you with all of that right now because it can be very boring. Having said that, entering into a premarital agreement well in advance of your wedding date is absolutely a wonderfully good decision to make, regardless of what your assets are, what your liabilities are, what you do for a living, how long you've known the person. None of that matters. And if you are someone who has been asked to enter into a prenuptial agreement by your soon-to-be spouse, don't feel offended, because it's really not because they want to make sure you don't get anything and if you divorce them. It's because they want to make sure that everybody knows everything when you start out and there are no surprises. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, someone who's been married and divorced myself and has handled divorces for so many years, I think marriages last a whole lot longer if there are no surprises going into the marriage. So that's another way to make sure everybody knows everything when you start out. So no matter what you decide, good luck to you. But if you want to talk about premarital agreements, prenuptial agreements, come and see me at Divorce Mediation Centers, and I can explain it all and answer all your questions much more thoroughly than I can in a video.